I love that thing. That is the best. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining us at the Virtual J. As you may know or may not know, virtualjcc.com, best place ever. We have fresh, live, on-demand content and videos posted every day. I'm going to give it a minute for everyone to join in because we've got an amazing session coming up. As you can read it, I want to sound excited, but you can read it right below me. Here are makeup tips with Blo Blow Dry Bar. I got the pleasure to chat with Azraa in the green room, and she's just fantastic. But it looks like people are gathering on in, and it's my pleasure to have you, and thank you all so much for being here. Whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it later, it's always a pleasure to have you here. All right, without any further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome the incredible Azraa Kazi, who is a regional educator for Blo Blow Dry Bar, the world's largest dry bar franchise with over 15 locations in the GTA. Hey, Azraa.
Hi.
Hi, Yuri. Let's check out. Yeah, this is what I love. I love seeing all these locations. It seems like you guys have really grown in recent years. No?
Yeah. We started off with probably a few locations at the beginning, and then probably over the last 4 years, they've opened quite a few in the GTA area. We also have locations in the States as well.
Amazing. Well, you know what? Today, if you haven't guessed, Azraa is going to be showing us some hair and makeup tips to help you prepare for video conferences. I totally need that. My hair is a giant mess, so I will be watching and paying very close attention. But without any more delay, Azraa, thank you for joining us. I will turn it over to you.
Thank you for having me. So we'll get straight into it. What I like to typically do is I want to go through steps on how you guys can get ready for in 15 minutes for a quick video call or conference, whatever you need online. Or I also want to go over hairstyles that you could do to make your style last even throughout the week. So typically I like to start my week off when I wash my hair with a quick blow dry, so it sets a base for the rest of the week and it preps the hair. I like to prep my hair with a little bit of Unite 7 seconds detangler. This is also a heat protectant, a detangler. It also will help push out some of the moisture in the hair, so it will make it a lot easier to blow dry. And then I like to use a little bit of the Unite's U oil to also add a lot of moisture to the hair because we are going to be using heat in the hair. It'll help protect. So I'm going to show you a section of hair that you guys can do. And I'll also show you how I typically like to section my hair at home to make it easier for me. I know blow drying my own hair is the last thing I want to do, but using these steps, it makes it a little bit easier. So I have sectioned off my front piece of hair to show you guys. I've cut my hair with some waves for later on, but I'll be showing you how I hold my round brush and my blow dryer with this section. Typically, when I'm blow drying my hair, I like to section off the top of my hair, probably about that much. And then I'll section off from eyebrow to eyebrow. And then whatever the remaining hair I have, that's the section I work with, making my way always from the bottom up to the top of my head. So when I am blow drying, I take the top section of hair, and with my round brush, I always hold my round brush on my left hand and my blow dryer on my right hand. And I put the brush in my hair and pull forward. This will give you a little bit of tension in the hair so that it helps smooth out the hair. Typically at home, you don't want to do a whole lot with styling your hair with a blow dry just because it's a lot harder. It's going to be a lot easier for you to style your hair with a hot tool. So when you are blow drying, you just want to get your hair smooth and dry. And to find out if your hair is fully dry, you just want to touch the back of it. And if you feel any sort of coolness or if it feels cold, that means it's still wet, and just rough dry your hair. So when I start doing my blow dry, I start off with my hair typically 80 to 90% dry. That will make it a lot easier for me to blow dry the hair, and it will make it a lot easier for the round brush to go through the hair. When I'm working on the left side of my hair, I typically take my round brush and pull forward. Always pull forward so you get a lot of volume at the roots, and that way your hair will be inside of the brush as well, and you'll get that tension to smooth out the hair. When you're working on the right side, I typically hold my hair on this, hold my round brush on the same hand and go underneath and pull underneath. That way you still get that tension. So that's blow drying. And then I'll be showing you how I like to curl or wave my hair. So I'm going to part my hair today in the middle. So typically when I blow dry my hair, it'll last in my hair for about 2 days, 1 to 2 days. Sometimes when I sleep, you'll get a kink at the back. You could always go in with a blow dryer again to smooth that out, and with the round brush, just like how you did originally. So taking my section of hair when I am waving it, I'm using a curling iron, a 1-inch curling iron. And on my left side, I always like to go away from my face. It just frames the face really nicely. I clamp the hair, pull forward, turn away from my face, pull forward, turn away from my face, pull forward. You just want to hold it there for a second so it gives it some time to heat. And when you release, you'll get a very nice curl. And let's say your hair doesn't hold curl very well. Some people's hair will hold really well, others not so much. Doing it this way, when you let it, once you're done curling, just let it cool, don't touch it. That way it'll set a lot better and it'll last in your hair a lot better as well. So on the right side, I'm going to take my curling iron, open it up, put it behind, and always go away from the face, pull towards, and go away. And this helps with not putting too much damage on the ends of your hair, but also it will give you a curl all throughout. So if you have hair that doesn't hold very well, you could always let your hair set like this. You could keep your hair like this so that as the day goes on, the curls will loosen. But let's say your hair does fall a lot. Let's say your hair doesn't fall a lot. You could always run your fingers through the hair to loosen them up. And that'll give you a more lived-in curl. And sometimes you'll have baby hairs that like to stick up. I don't have too many right now. But you could just flat iron those pieces so that they settle down a little bit more. And this will last me between 2 to 3 days again. So between the blow dry and the curling, it should last you about 4 days. Typically around 4 days is when my hair will start to get oily at the top and when I should be washing my hair, but no one really wants to do that and blow dry their hair. So what you could do to help with that is just put a little bit of dry shampoo at the roots or put it up in a ponytail. So what I will be showing you is how to put your hair in a quick ponytail so it still looks sleek and professional, but also ready for any Zoom calls or any meetings. So to do a quick ponytail, it's pretty easy. I learned a trick a while back ago where you could just, when you're doing a ponytail on yourself, you could just flip your head and that'll give you the perfect ponytail. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip, gather up all the hair. And you can see I have no bumps. And then I like my ponytails a little bit softer. If you like it slicked back, you could always put it up in a ponytail like this. But I'm going to loosen my grip a little bit and pull up so it gives it a more textured look. And then what I do is I like to pull some pieces out so it frames my face really nicely. And typically you'll have layers in your hair or you'll have some baby hairs in the front. And so that will just help frame the face a lot nicer. And then I'm just using a little Invisibobble And all these products that I'm using today can be found at any one of our bars. And I'm just wrapping it. These don't tug on the hair, and it's very healthy for the hair because it doesn't pull out, it doesn't hurt. I'm just going at the top and pulling out the pieces so it looks like a little bit more loose. And it gives you a little bit of height and volume at the top. So if you like that look, you could always pull out a little bit more. You could always tease underneath to give it more volume as well and more structure. And then since you have your hair curl from before, you have a lot of nice movement at the back too. All right. And if you guys have any questions, you could put it in the chat as well, and I could answer some of those as we're going. So now we can get started with a quick makeup. And this can be an everyday makeup look. It's very, very quick. It'll just even out the skin tone and bring out some of the features that you do have. And it's very light, so it's more for every day. And I typically do this as well, just because I'm standing in front of a blow dryer all day when I am at work. I don't want a full face of makeup that's going to be running all day. So I'm going to be starting off with the Glow Skin Beauty's Tinted Primer. I'm going to be putting some at the back of my hand. And this is in the shade medium. I'm going to take my brush and just apply a very thin layer of this. So what this does is just evens out the skin tone without that heavy feeling, and is very breathable. With Glow Skin Beauty, it's a mineralized makeup brand. It builds in coverage as your skin produces its own oils, and it'll settle in the skin very nicely. So I'm just applying that all over my skin, just evening out my skin tone. I do have a little bit of redness that I like to cover up around my nose. And to prep my skin, I just prepped with my regular moisturizer. This also has an SPF of 30, so if you are going to be going outside for a little bit, this has you covered. So very quickly, you can see that evened out my skin tone pretty nicely. There's a question here of how you could get a free blowout if you don't have Instagram. I believe you could also enter through Facebook. All right. So I have that done. Now I'm going to be going in with concealer. My eye area, my under eye area is pretty bad. I do have a lot of dark circles, so I like to cover that up with concealer. You could apply the tinted primer with your fingers as well. I do that too if that's quicker for you. Do that as well. I like to use the brush just because I feel like I get a quicker, even application. But you could use your fingers as well. The concealer I'm using is the NARS Creamy Concealer. And so I'm just blending that out using a beauty blender. And I'm going on the top of my eyelids as well. Just really blending that into the skin. All right. So now to set everything, I'm going to be going in with the Glow Skin Beauty's Press Base. just going to be using a fluffy brush for that. And this will give you a bit of coverage as well. It is a colored base, so it's not only going to set the face, but it's going to add a little bit of coverage as well. And again, this isn't going to fully mattify the skin. This is just going to add a little bit of a satin finish. And the tinted primer I used was the Glow Skin Beauty tinted primer. Perfect. And so now that we have our base done, we're going to add a bit of color to the skin. And you could always adjust this to your likings as well. So if you prefer blush over bronzer, you could always switch it out for that. I'm going to go ahead and use a blush. This is a Tarte blush in the color Party. I'm going to apply that to my cheeks. And I'm just using a circular motion to really blend that out. So add the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a bronzer. This is the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. Just put that in the hollows of the cheek. So personally, I'm using a whole bunch of different brands. These two brushes that I used prior are Tarte. This one's e.l.f. Glow Skin Beauty does carry a lot of good brushes as well. I just don't have them with me. But this one is an e.l.f. brush. It doesn't have a number, and the Tarte ones don't have a number either. I know I got them with a gift set during the holidays. Usually with a ponytail, I like to go a lot in my forehead area too, just because all of the hair is pulled back. Right. And for eyebrows, I have pretty full eyebrows. Let's say you don't. You could always go ahead and fill those in with any product you like. I'm just brushing mine out to really clean them. Oh. Right. And then for eyeshadow, I have these Cream Stay Shadow Sticks from Glow Skin Beauty. These apply very well. They go on like a cream and they settle down to a powder. So what I like to do, and these set very quickly, so you have to work pretty quickly with these, but you can go in, apply it on the eyelid. And this is just a gold color. This is called Toast. I'm just applying that directly onto my eyelid and then blending it out with my finger. The warmth from your finger will help blend these out a little bit better than a brush would. But not to say a brush won't blend it out either. I just find it a lot easier using my finger for this. Right. So now I'm just going to do my lashes. For lashes, I'm just going to curl them. And then I'm going to be using my Benefit mascara. Really coat my lashes. I'm just going to do my bottom lashes. The brand of eyelash curler that I have right now is Sally Hansen. It's quite old now, but it was very inexpensive. I've also used the Shuamura one. That one's good, but it's a little bit more on the pricier side. And now you just want to finish off with your favorite lip product. I'm using Glow Skin Beauty's Cream Glaze Crayon in Chiffon. Just a nice pretty nude. Then to also finish off the look, I like to add a little bit of a highlight shade to the inner corners of my eye. And just blend that out with my finger. And I don't have all the shades of the Cream Stay Shadow Sticks, but if you check out the Glow Skin Beauty's website, or if you see us in bar, we have quite a few of the shades that you could test out, and you could take a look at what would be best for you. I would recommend some of the more neutral shades just because you could use them on an everyday basis, and it's easier to apply when you have to go to work. You don't want to be applying a blue eyeshadow if you are going to work. Yeah, so it just gives you a little bit of a highlight and opens up the eyes a little bit more. And these come in matte shades as well. This is one of the matte shades. So this one is Bonbon. And with these, they're really nice too when you do have a deeper color. I'm just going in with Sigma Tapered Blending to show you guys. You could take your brush, apply the product onto the brush. Just because this is a very intense color, you don't want to put it directly onto the eye. And you could just buff that in to your crease. You can see it almost creates that smoky eye effect. I like the sticks. Oh, one sec, my laptop's about to die. I prefer the sticks only because they do last a lot longer. They don't crease on my eyes. And because I'm standing in front of a blow dryer all day, I do tend to get a little bit more sweaty and oily throughout the day. So I need something that will really stay on my skin. But this is a great primer for if you're applying powder eyeshadow as well. So if you wanted to go in with a powder eyeshadow on top of this, this almost creates an adhesive for that eyeshadow and gives you a better color payoff as well when you mix the two together. When I am working on clients, I'll mix both the cream and the powder, especially if it's like a dark smoky eye. This will help really make sure that the product is staying on the eyes. You see very easily this blends out really nicely. And it applies as a cream and you build it up, and as it sets as a powder. Right. Then I'll show you the back of the hair just so you guys could see the after. That's the finished product. Thank you guys so much for listening in. And if you guys did want to check us out, our website is blowmedry.com, or if you could follow us on Instagram, it's blowheartsyou at blowheartsyou, and all the blow is BLO. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Great. Azraa, thank you so much for having us here. Let me just fix this little banner situation we've got, because this is going to be it's a really great time right now. We're actually about to announce our winner for the free blowout. You know, you guys are waiting for this. The winner here, randomly selected, is Lindsay Rockle. Congratulations, Lindsay! You just won a free blowout. We will be in touch with you, and we will for sure we will send that over to you, and we'll let you know how to redeem that 100%. But for all of those watching, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for being here, Azraa. And we're really looking forward to when Blo Dry Bar reopens and we can visit. For the rest of you guys, stay tuned. Today we have Mark Saltman coming in at 4 p.m. who's going to share some tech tips for parents, how to entertain their kids and distress themselves. Azraa, thank you once more for joining us. And
thank you for having me and Blo.
Thank you, and stay safe. All right.
You too.
Bye.